4 of their employees arrested. The HR manager has also been arrested, and it's all in connection with immigration documents. You can see the details there on the right-hand side of your screen. I'm hoping to take you live to our reporter, Kobile Madlala. Is she back with us? All right, let's wait for just a moment while we try to get that up and running. And just in time, she is back. Mobile, we lost you for a second there, but we've just been describing to our viewers what's unfolded at Sandton. I think it's Nelson Mandela Square where Tang restaurant is situated. Tell us more about the 5 people who have now been arrested.
Correct, Michelle. So the Tang restaurant, we came in earlier to have an inspection really with the inspectors within Gauteng, looking in terms of various issues. This looks at employment, also looking at the minimum wage as well. So these were some of the things that they were looking at. Part of what they saw was that there was a documentation issue with regards to most of the staff that were in the kitchen. So about 4 of those staff that are coming from the kitchen were found to have documentation that is not correct. Potentially they could be in the country without the correct documentation, but also were said to not have a work permit. But because they have to be employed by somebody, there's an HR lady that they brought in to account, of course, for what she had obviously done when she was employing them. These were some of the questions that were asked to her in terms of the documentation, how she looked at the documentation, which company they worked, who they worked with, and so on. So those 4 now have been taken out of Sandton City. But we know that there were various restaurants that were inspected. It's not just the Tang restaurant. I want to bring in now Advocate Msiza to just give us an update in terms of the people that have been arrested. Advocate, you have already highlighted that there was a documentation issue. Unpack it for us.
Oh, thank you so much, and good afternoon to the viewers. Indeed, that we found 4 of them without documentation at this restaurant, which is Tang, and therefore also they were taken in custody by Home Affairs and the police. And the same will then apply to the HR manager because he's a representative of the employer who would also be arrested alongside with them. But why is not transported in the same truck is because all those that are arrested are males. So for a female, we cannot transport in the same truck. That is why they would need to use a different vehicle to transport her. And also at the one restaurant known as Second Story, there's one arrest of a waiter, and that waiter has got documentation but seemed not to be valid. So the Home Affairs is still going to investigate if indeed the ID that is producing to claim to be a South African is valid or not. So that's what we have done so far in terms of the arrest. But also, all the 3 restaurants, they do not comply in terms of the waiters and waitresses because they do not pay the national minimum wage, so they all pay them on tips and commissions. And at this particular restaurant, there are 31, 17 foreign nationals and 14 South Africans, all not having a basic salary. But we also prohibited the restaurant in terms of gas installations, so it can't continue to operate because their kitchen is mainly prohibited because they do not have a certificate of conformity, which must be provided by the center management. That's what we have done.
And you said 3 restaurants. Could you count them for us? Which are these restaurants that you have now prohibited?
Well, it's Second Story. It's Tang, and there's another one that I have not listed now from the back of my head. Yes, on top of my head, but there are 3 that we did so far, and we'll be doing another 3.
When you say you prohibit the restaurant in terms of the gas installation, what does this mean? Does this mean the restaurant can continue working?
No, it simply means that the kitchen of the restaurant cannot continue to operate because for them to operate, they must use the gas. So they can't use that gas until we revoke the notice. So in this case, we said they cannot continue because of not having a certificate of conformity. It's a requirement by law that they must have such certificate for them to operate. But as soon as they acquire the certificate, then we'll then look at the validity and revoke the notice.
And just take us through to various other areas that you noticed when you were in the restaurant, because I know you were taking note of the issues that were coming up in this restaurant specifically.
Yes, there were a number of issues. One, that the kitchen was not in a good state of repairs. There was a leak in the roof and no first aiders appointment certificates, and also that they do not have a certificate of compliance in terms of electrical installation, but that also there are floors where slippery, and they should make sure that their kitchen is actually in good state, including the ceiling. We do not want to say peeling of ceiling, but then it must be in a condition that will be conducive. And whereas that their employees in the kitchen did not have the required protective equipment in terms of their clothing.
And what now then? What's the way forward now?
Well, we have issued them with notices, and then for non-compliance with the minimum wage, we'll still make the calculations and issue them with a notice, which will take them 14 days to correct. And with regard to the kitchen, like we said, we've prohibited already. And with regard to other issues of non-compliance on OHS, we gave them 60 days to correct. And there is another issue that will also issue them with a compliance order, is with regard to unemployment insurance, because when they declare, they don't necessarily declare the salary that the person is earning. For instance, if I'm earning 800, I'm just making an example, but in terms of the declaration, they'll say 900. So there's a discrepancy between what they declare to the commissioner and what the person is earning. And we do not know the reason why that is happening, but we said we'll have to then make sure that they correct and then tally what they declare with what the person is earning.
And just, Commissioner, just as we conclude, I want to find out more with regards to Babel, because we went to Babel in Pretoria. We know that they appeared before court yesterday. But then what is the update in terms of the employer and what's happening now?
Well, at Babel, we have not revoked the notice as yet, because we prohibited the kitchen on the same reason of gas installation. Where we have revoked the notice is actually Ocean Basket that we inspected alongside with Babel. But yes, the notice is revoked and they are operating now. The only dispute that they have is in terms of their salary. They say that it's not true, according to them, that they owe their...
Hey guys, Dumalang, welcome back to Everything Entertainment. Guys, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my videos. I will really appreciate it. Guys, I hope you guys have seen the trending story that ever since that lady Mihlali came on not Twitter but TikTok, and then she was just exposing that Bella restaurant child about it exploiting workers, underpaying them, asking them to pay uniform and all those jazz. Now the Minister of Home Affairs and whatsoever, he is literally now woke up to do his job. And as you guys have seen from the video, he is busy doing his job that he was literally not doing it. We thank Mihlali so much. I don't know her surname, but I know her name is Mihlali. We thank her so much for it. Yeah, we thank her so much for exposing the restaurant, guys. It really helped us as South African as well to literally know literally our ministers are not doing their job as they're supposed to do it. So I'm so grateful to Mihlali. Also, guys, have you heard that from the video also they have arrested 4 undocumented illegal immigrants? Sana, like, imagine if it wasn't about that girl, we wouldn't knowing all this stuff. We would just be under, like, in darkness basically. So we literally thank her for that. And also, I don't know if those illegal immigrants, are they gonna get arrested or it's just a front? Because one thing about South Africa, child, they will say one thing and do the other thing. You get what I'm saying? Maybe it's just for us to cause one thing about this place, bribing, it's a #1 thing. You get me? So I just wish that they could be arrested so that we can set example for them and also their brothers who are here illegally, so that they can do the right thing, guys. It's not like we don't want them in our own country. We literally want them to do the right thing. We literally want them to have the proper documents to be in our country, right, guys? Right? You get what I'm saying? So, and people on the comment section of that video were saying that they should go to Cape Town, and I literally agree, because Sana, Cape Town is literally where they live. Like, basically every restaurant where you go to, you will literally be served by a foreign national, which is something that is not wrong. But if they are in our country legally, you get me? Like, if I tell you guys, I used to stay in Bellville. Bellville is a Somalian, like, literally town. Until everywhere you go, Somalian shop, Bona, guys. So I just wish that they should go to Cape Town, and the amount of illegal immigrants they're gonna come out with there are a lot, guys. our ministers are watching all these videos. We should continue doing all these videos because Sana, we literally want our country to be the way it was before. You get me? Michelle girl, if you see this girl, you did the right thing for exposing that restaurant. Now our ministers are doing their job as they should. That's what they are paid for, right? So yeah guys, please tell me what you guys think about this video, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Bye guys.